and today I'm going to show you how to make Spicyback juice. What's going on, guys? Chris, aka Bonafide, coming to you live from the inside of my kitchen. Today we're going to talk about Spicyback juice and how to make it. So I have some vegetables right here, and what you're going to want to make Spicyback juice with is 4 ingredients plus 1 surprise ingredient at the very end. So the very first thing, it's back, right? A beet, okay? Not like Beats by Dre, but an actual vegetable beet. Here it is. All right, it's pretty ugly looking. A, an apple. We all know what that is. C, carrot. All right, we've all seen a carrot before. K, kale. Some people don't know what kale really looks like in real life, but this is what it looks like right here. So there you go. That completes the B-A-C-K of the juice. Let's get this stuff washed and let's get it into the juicer. All right, so I got my carrots washed. I have my beets cut up. I have my kale, the very ends sliced off. And I also have my apples put into much smaller pieces. Now, depending on the kind of juicer that you have, certain ones have bigger mouths than other ones. So just, keep that in mind. Don't make your juicer work super hard. Don't be afraid to cut up the products a little bit more than you need to. That way it can, go in there properly. Now, I'm going to tell you guys right now, this juicer right here is an Omega masticating juicer. And a masticating juicer is different than a centrifugal juicer because the juice actually ends up lasting a little bit longer if you were to store the juice that comes out of this. But quite honestly, if you're going to be juicing, you should just be doing it, as you juice, drink it. As you juice, drink it. I really wouldn't be messing with 1-day, 2-day juices because the nutrient value greatly diminishes the second it becomes into juice form. Centrifugal juicers also are a little bit cheaper than a masticating type juicer. This juicer has like an auger inside, which basically chews up the actual product, and then it runs it through kind of like a centrifugal kind of thing with some teeth, and then extracts the juice out this direction, and then the pulp will come out in that direction right there. Usually in centrifugal type juicers, which are the ones that spin the thing around with these little teeth on the side of the wall, those are cheaper than a masticating type of juicer, but they also have trouble with like leafy greens, for example. Things like spinach, sometimes kale, and definitely wheatgrass. Okay, so let's put this thing into the juicer and see what happens. Woo, there it goes. This is gonna be good. Put an apple first. There you go. And you can basically hear this thing chewing up the food, that's the best part about masticating juicers. You can hear it chewing up every piece of vegetable that goes into it. See? Now here it comes. There goes part of the beet right there. I'll put an apple down there. I'll try to throw some kale in there. There you go. And carrot. Usually on a masticating type juicer, I like to wait till I hear it kind of clear. All right, that sounds good to me. And usually when the carrot goes through, it'll really push this thing out real fast. You can see the juice trickling out on this side right here. What's interesting is that you would think that with all these vegetables that the juice would retain some sort of rainbow color or whatever, but the beet is such a powerful vegetable when it comes to like its color that it kind of overpowers everything else. Well, it looks like this piece of apple right here wasn't cut down more enough. It wasn't cut down small enough. Okay, so that's going in right there. Some more apple. And juicing is a great way to crack into your daily RDA of nutrients, vegetables, and whoops, let's reverse it. That's what's another good thing about this juicer is you can actually reverse the mechanism inside. There we go. All right, so good benefit of juicing is that you're able to, like I said before, get your RDA of your daily requirements in a much more like concise and absorption type way, should I say it like that. So think about it like that. It's a good way to get all the nutrients in one kind of swoop. If you're pressed for time juicing is a really good thing to do. I mean, think how long it would take for me to actually eat all this stuff down here. So I started the video, or I started my juicing with 3 carrots, 1 beet, 1 apple, and about 2 pretty big stalks of kale. And that is going to produce 1 serving of the Spicyback juice. And like I said at the very end, there's going to be a surprise, you'll see. Let's get this in there. We're almost down to the end. Cut this down, this apple real quick. I've gone through about 3 juicers, and I'm not saying that in a way like I've broken them. I just graduated from one to another. So I did the Jack LaLanne one at first, which was a centrifugal kind. And then I did, I think, a Breville juice fountain, which is also a centrifugal juicer. And then I found that I was just having a lot of trouble with wheatgrass and stuff, so I decided to go for a good one, which is this right here. Woo! Sounds like it's having trouble. But yeah, centrifugal was how most people crack into the juice thing to start off, but then people that are really serious about juicing typically get a masticating type juicer like this one. All right, last one to go in. There it goes. Oops, looks like I went a little too quick on that one, so I can reverse it on this juicer. And forward. There we go. All right, and there's a lot of stuff. You know, a lot of people ask me, like, what do I do with the rest of this stuff, the pulp or, you know, the excess? I actually throw this into my garden. And I'm not talking a particular, like, part of my garden. I just look at my grass and I just, you know, rainbow throw this thing all the way across. So, yeah, so every piece of my grass has a little tiny piece of vegetable in it, and I think it helps it grow better. So, all right, we're done with that part. Let me get this thing poured into a glass, and then I'll show you what we got. Okay, so here we are, we're back. The juice is finally in the glass. So it's about 1 good serving right here. Somewhere between 12 and 16 ounces of juice. It looks almost like all beet, but it's not. Obviously, it's the 4 things, the B-A-C-K, all right? And now for the final reveal, the way we're gonna make it spicy, you're gonna take about 1/8, okay, of a teaspoon. And if your sensitivity is really high for spicy stuff, I would go to 1/16, which is basically 1/2 of the 1/8, okay? But I do a lot of spicy foods and I'm okay and I'm pretty tolerant with that. So we're gonna put some pure ground cayenne red pepper right here. I'm gonna get 1/8, and I'm not gonna do a heaping 1/8, I'm gonna do a level 1/8. I'm gonna stick it in this juice just like that. But like I said, if you're sensitive to spicy stuff, then do like 1/2 of the 1/8, which would also be known as 1/16. So there it is, ground cayenne pepper. I'm gonna put it into the juice. We're gonna stir this thing really well to make sure that all the pepper gets in there. And there you have it. So what does it taste like? Let's figure it out. Wow, it's pretty good. You know, it's very sweet. And yeah, if you're wearing some light colored clothing, probably, you know, it'll stain it really well. So I advise not to in the preparation, in the juicing of it, and in the drinking of it. Probably want to wear something a little bit darker. But this is good. So someone that has, you know, a high tolerance to spicy food like myself, 1/8 of a teaspoon is really, really nice. It gives you a good kind of heat for about 4 to 5 seconds, and then it just goes away. So it's really neat because most times you never get to experience an actual beverage with some spiciness to it. Typically it's in food, right? It's never in a liquid form. So it's a good drink. I'm not recommending, if you can, do this juice about every day. If you can't, every other day is great. But start looking into a juicer. Start getting motivated. Start getting on the right track. That's what this goddamn channel is all about. And now you can figure out why it's called Spicyback Juice. But I hope you enjoy this channel. I hope you're learning something. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you end up making this juice. Let me see in the comments below what you think about it. And even if you don't have a juicer, you can go to like a Whole Foods or some natural grocery place that has a juice person behind the counter. You know, typically you see the wheatgrass with the scissors and all that. You know, those kind of people have all these ingredients right here. And maybe you can go into the pepper aisle, grab some ground cayenne pepper, and go for it. You know, go to town, put it in there. But like I said, a real small amount, don't go crazy. and take the rest of the pepper home with you. But Spicyback juice is wonderful. You've heard it here on the Boddamn channel, and you saw it before your eyes, made right here. So like I said before, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it, and I'll talk to you on the next Boddamn video. Take it easy, and goodbye! Okay, and I'm gonna actually take the thing off. Sometimes the bar will be on the ground with the weights, but sometimes it'll be in this little holder like I have right here. What you want to do is you want to bend over and get the bar really close to your